Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for a little delay of 5 minutes today. Um, can you support this from the back so that... All right, super. Chalo, good evening, and we are going to discuss very interesting, case studies today. And I was thinking of, shall I show it or not? I'm going to show a case study where I used to, it was my preliminary projects when I was doing a job in a company. So if time permits, I'll show you that project as well. Okay. So I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Yes, I'm great, Palashji. Thank you very much for asking. And meanwhile, all the new members, anybody new in the room right now today? If you're attending the session first time, just type me in the chat box. First, we will, we'll welcome them. We'll welcome them in this community. So just type me in the chat box if you are attending the live session first time. Okay, not the yellow belt wala. Okay, this live session. Okay. Super. Okay, so Gaurav ji is there, Mrunalini ji is there. Not audible. I'm not audible, is it? Okay, let me just check. Is my voice loud and clear to you, or सब कोई problem है? Am I audible? Audible. Okay, Girish ji, check your connection, or maybe headset का थोड़ा सा connection भी हो सकता है या फिर network. Super. Yes. So everybody, just welcome the new members. Welcome Gaurav ji and Mrunalini ji in the chat. Team, can you check out what happened to the rest of the people? See, today being Monday, we can understand. Monday is a very busy day of the week, so we expect a little low turnout on the in the live sessions, and we have the recording on for them as well. Okay, everybody, just type welcome new members in the chat, and let me also type this. Superb. Amazing. Thank you very much. And welcome to this community of leaders where, the vision is to create and to support the Indian economy to boom faster by solving the business problems, process problem, operations problem to this community. So we want all of us to go in the, in the market, in the industry, all the guns blazing and solve the problems of the industry to boost our economy to the next level. Okay. Now, coming back to today's topic, today we are going to discuss a case study. Now, why we share a lot of case studies? Because case studies will give you a confidence that this is what needs to be done once you are Lean Six Sigma certified. Okay, and we take a lot of case studies of various industries so that you get a little bit of confidence that even though I don't have exposure of that particular industry, I can still solve the problem of that industry. Okay. So today's case study is from, I think, IT industry, I believe. Yes. So let me just share my screen and I'll just go through that quickly one by one, and then we will take this forward. Okay. Just so let me share my screen. Here is share, and here is the case study. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to share this document with you. You can download this document, whatever I'm sharing, so that that will be helpful for you as well. Okay, so now this is a case study. Now, wherever you are sharing any kind of document or a case study, we generally mask certain details of it. Okay, so that idea is not to share the confidential information of any company, any organization, and still sharing the important information and the knowledge. Okay, so we are going to a little do the twisting of the information here without sharing any of the name of the company, etc. Even you also can maintain, okay, your documentation of the case studies of your company without mentioning the name of the company, without putting, maybe you can put some, what you can say, representative data rather than putting a real data, because we don't want to take any of the real data out for the sake of confidentiality of the company. Okay. Now, so this particular problem is about fixing the bug fixing lead time from 25 days on an average to 15 days. This is the target this Lean Six Sigma project team has taken. So bug fixing in the software company, we most of us would be aware of. It is one of the challenging tasks, and doing that challenging task in that time period is something was the main crux of this project. Okay. So the challenge was it was taking too much of the time for to solve the problem, to fix the bug. So these people basically the goal, they have decided to reduce the software bug fixing lead time. So let me just use my pointer here. Okay. To reduce the software bug fixing lead time from 25 days to 15 days. So this would save money, first of all, time that could be spent on developing new features and ultimately increasing customer revenue, etc. See, because bug fixing is nothing but as good as, it's a rework, right? So bug is a defect and you are doing a rework on that. So it is not kind of a value adding job. Okay, you are doing a repair and rework so that it can be used properly. So actually speaking, that resources, those 25 days which the team is spending, so time is lost, that money is lost, the resources are lost. So all these losses can be utilized. Rather than fixing that bug, it can be utilized for developing new features, ultimately increasing the customer revenue and boosting the team's morale. Okay. So that's the main objective of doing this goal. Now, so in the define phase, basically what we do is, so we prepare a project charter. So everybody is aware of project charter. Just give me yes in the chat box. If you have heard of project charter, just give me yes in the chat box. Yes, everybody is aware of. So in the define phase, what we do, the first document we prepare is project charter. Now, I've just broken the project charter into, each and every piece separately so that we understand it. Okay, we understand it properly, each and every word. Now, so I always suggest you can basically use this framework to write the problem statement, goal statement, etc. Data collected from, okay, this to this and year. Okay, so generally we collect the data, which is approximately 1 year of the data we collect. If the data is not possible, whatever is the highest amount of data possible, we should take that data. Okay. Shows that the current total lead time of the software bug fixing is average 25 days. And it is resulting into missing of milestones by the testing team and the delivery delays to the customer. So ultimately the delivery is getting delayed because of the fixing of the bugs, and customer at the end of the tunnel is dissatisfied because of it. Okay. So this is a problem statement, very simple. Collect the data. From the data, just take that average number and you decide, you fix that. This is my problem and I want to solve this. Okay. So the goal statement is from 25 days, they want to bring it down to 15 days by March, whatever is the year they have. That is what the goal statement they have decided. Okay. Now, what is the business case and benefits? So what business case meaning, what is the meaning of business case? Business case ka matlab ye hai ki what is the business benefit of the project? Okay. So generally we give the answers to these questions. Question number 1, why this project is important to the business and to the customer. To business and customer. If the project is neither important to the business nor important to the customer, then that should not be taken up as a project in the first hand itself. So either it has to be important for the business or it has to be important for the customer. Very, very important. Okay. Now, so in the business benefits or business case, what they are saying is lead time improvement of the software bug fixing will result in the cost saving and improved use resources. Lead time improvement could translate into monetary benefits because we'll be able to utilize development and testing resources to work. So whatever cost of poor quality which was getting drained, what is that? Cost of poor quality, COPQ. Everybody make a note of this terminology, which we will be using very frequently. Cost of poor quality. What is cost of poor quality? Cost of poor quality meaning the cost which an organization is spending basically to fix the quality problems. In the very simple word, the cost which the organization is spending to fix the quality problem is called cost of poor quality. Now, this bug fixing is also whatever associated cost with that, it's also called as cost of poor quality. So in this case, actually speaking, they will be saving a lot of cost of poor quality, and whatever saving they'll be doing, that will be added, that will get added to directly to their profits. Very simple, because cost of poor quality is draining their profit margin. So you attack on the root cause of that, you save the money for the customer, you save the resources, timing, etc. And ultimately you, help your bottom line to grow. All right. So what is business case? It is as if we are, what you can say, we are taking permission from the top management that this product is very important. I need your support. I need your resources, to fix this problem. Please give me some time, provide me some resources, and we will fix this problem. And that's what the business case is all about. Clear, everybody? Just give me a in the chat box. If you have calculated the potential saving, you can put that number as well over there. That will be beneficial as well. Clear? Just give me a in the chat box. Everybody with me? So we are still in the project charter itself. These are all the parts of project charter. Okay. Problem statement, goal statement, business case. Okay. All these things are project charters, factors. Okay? All of the parts of project charter. Then what is the scope? Now, what is scope meaning? Which process we will be targeting in this project and which process we will not be targeting in this process. So according to them, the first process step is fix, request ticket created by the customer. Now, it is a process step, so we may not be aware of all the steps. Okay. Just a second. All right. And then the last process step is fixing the request ticket built in the official branch. Now, this is what they have written as the first process step and the last process step. So in scope will be the ticket assignment process, code development process. These are the two big processes which will be in in scope, and out of scope will be hardware addition, official build, load, delivery, and test process done. So we don't have to worry about all these, details of it, which process is in scope and which process is out of scope, etc. All right. So this is what, see, scope meaning defining the boundary of the project. Okay. I generally give this example of, the attrition project. Let's say there are 4, if you remember this example, I give multiple times. Let's say there are 4 departments, Department A, Department B, Department C, and Department D. Okay. And there is a HR project of attrition reduction. Attrition meaning the employee churn, right? Let's say Department A is having 1% attrition, Department B is having 0.5% attrition, C is having maybe 2% attrition, but Department D has 25% attrition. That means 25% of the people leave the Department D. So maximum, people leaving the department is the Department D. So in this particular attrition project, in scope will be Department D, and out of scope will be Department A, B, and C. So we will select a project that we want to reduce the attrition of Department D from 25% to maybe 3% or 2% or whatever percentage. So that is the scope. Scope meaning the focus area, and out of scope will be not focus area. Are you clear? Everybody just give me yes in the chat box. So in scope, out of scope is clear. Just give me yes. Everybody's with me? Super, super. Amazing. Good. Okay. Now, then the timeline. Okay. So generally these projects are somewhere between 3 to 4 months projects. Okay. 3 to 4 months projects. Now, 3 to 4 months meaning approximately you can say, let's say 16 weeks. Okay. 12 to 16 weeks projects. Now, how this 16 weeks will be basically broken into, these DMAC framework. So define phase, if you consider, it will require, let's say, 1 week. Okay. Measure phase will require maybe 2 weeks of the data, 2 weeks of, okay, of working. Analyze phase will require 4 weeks. Improve phase also will require 4 weeks. Control phase will require 1 week. So total, if you see, the tally will be around 4, 4, and so 12 weeks breakup is, that is what ballpark breakup you can consider. So define phase 1, measure phase 2 weeks, analyze and improve phase will require maximum amount of time. That's why it will require 4 weeks, 4 weeks each, and control phase will be for 1 week. So this is how generally the breakup of 3 months you can consider. Clear? So you can define when will we start, define phase, measure phase, analyze phase, improve phase, etc. Clear hai? Just give me yes in the chat box. On an average, I'm talking about 3 months can be broken down like this. Okay. Somewhere here and there, but you can, in the beginning of the project itself, you can define the timeline, and so that you can check on the compass whether you are moving in the right direction with the timeline properly. Okay. Super. Now, once the timeline is given, then the team members. Very, very important. Okay. Now, the team members there are, what you can say, there are, Lean Six Sigma projects is all about the teamwork. Okay. So in this team, basically all the stakeholders representations are required. Now, what do you mean by stakeholder? Stakeholder meaning, type in the chat box, what is the meaning of stakeholder according to you? Yeah, type in the chat box. It will responsible people. Okay, client. Yeah, everybody just select everyone in the chat so that everybody can see your answers. Yeah, responsible people, concerned people, customer. Very good. Internal employees, clients, customer. Super. So the definition of stakeholders meaning people or departments who are impacting or impacted due to this problem or this project. I repeat again. Departments or people who are impacting or who are impacted because of this problem is called as stakeholder. जिनके वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम को इंपैक्ट होता है और जिनको इंपैक्ट होता है इस प्रॉब्लम से, both are called stakeholders. Okay, so what we do is we identify those stakeholder departments, we identify those stakeholders. Now it can be customer, it can be supplier, it can be employees of the department, it can be the support functions of the department. Okay, all are called stakeholders because everybody will have a important role to play here. Correct? So all of them, so we'll create a stakeholder analysis in the next slide as well. So we will pick up the representative of each and every stakeholder and we'll make a team of it. Okay. Now, generally, okay, you can see here the time commitment. This column is very, very interesting. Okay, just look at this. See, generally, when we enter into the market as a green belt or a black belt certified, we have to do the projects. We are expected to run the projects and solve the problems. Okay. But we are not full-time, allocated to these projects. We are part-timers basically. along with our routine activities, routine jobs, we are basically doing this, part-time job of doing the projects as well. That is the reason generally, as a lead of the project, see, once you are Lean Six Sigma Green Belt or Black Belt certified, you become the team lead or the project leader, we can say. And it is expected to give somewhere around 20 to 40% of your time, commitment to this project, because you are the main coordinator, you are the main driver of the project. All right. And remaining people can allocate. So you are between 20 to 40% generally, and remaining people generally can spend around 10 to 20% according to their role and responsibility of the project. Now, when I say 10% or 20%, it is expected to, let's say you're spending 8 to 10 hours, out of which 1 hour you should spend for your project. That's what this 10 to 20% of your time allocation is I'm talking about. Now, you can spend it daily or you can spend it weekly once. It is completely up to your internal dynamics and the call. Okay? Yes? Only person is stakeholder. समझा नहीं मैं. Arvind ji, I could not understand. Sir, only person is stakeholder. I could not understand your point. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit so that I can make out anything out of it. Okay. So are you clear, everybody? So this is what your time commitment and all the people composition that is called team members. Clear? Just give me a chat box. Yes, if any process or any person who is impacted because of this, this is called a stakeholder of the project. You're right. Clear? Very good. Now then, this is called SIPOC analysis. Now, see, I'm not going into the details of each and every tool today. I'm just running through this entire project. Okay, so that you are you will get a pulse of what are the general tools which are used in this entire thing. Okay, so this is one of a very important tool which is called SIPOC. SIPOC stands for what? The full form is already given here. It is supplier, input, process, output, and customer. Okay, now in this SIPOC, it's a broad level process map. It's a broad level process map where we list down all the process steps, right? From the fixing request ticket created, from this step, it will start. Then it will be ticket assigned to the developer, then developer fix by assigned. Develop fix by assigned developer, then build, test, deliver fix to local branch, then build and test, deliver fix to official branch, and then you final step, which is fixing request ticket ready for ticketing. Okay. Yes. Is 6M included in stakeholder analysis? No. 6M will be included in the cause and effect analysis and not in stakeholder analysis. Okay. 6M हम लोग बाद में use करेंगे, analyze phase में use करेंगे. Okay. Man, machine, method, mother nature will be used in वहाँ. Yeah. Okay. So in the SIPOC, what we do? First of all, list all the process steps which are included in scope. Remember, we have defined in scope, out of scope. So whatever is the process in scope, we will list down in the process column. And then for each and every process step, what are the inputs and who is supplying the inputs and what are the outputs of each and every step and who is the customer of that particular output. So all these things are basically plotted in this diagram called SIPOC. Okay. So all the new members, you are requested to go through the green belt define phase SIPOC, where you will get to know about this tool very easily. Okay. So what is the objective of SIPOC? First of all, it defines the scope. It identifies what are the all inputs and what outputs are available in this process and who are the stakeholders, supplier and the customer. So in these columns, whoever is listed in this column called supplier and the customer are basically our stakeholder, which we have already spoken in the last slide. Okay, so this is called as SIPOC, which is supplier, input, process, output, and customer. Very, very important tool. If it is done properly, then, I always believe that 50% of your clarity will emerge. 50% of the causes can also be identified if this is done properly. SIPOC is done properly. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. Okay, see, I'm not going into details. Otherwise, SciPoc के लिए मुझे पौना घंटा लग जाएगा explain करने के लिए with the example. Okay, I'm just going through some of the important tools, touching them so that you understand the flow of the project. Okay, now we are still in the define phase itself. Understand this? Okay. Then this is as is process map. Everybody is aware of the process mapping. Just give me yes in the chat box. Basic process map सबको पता है. I believe everybody must be at least aware of what is the basic structure of the process map. Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Okay, Pranav ji is saying no. Anybody who is not completely aware of this? Very good. So, yeah, so here the process map, or this is called as is, meaning whatever is the process right now, you are just depicting the same process. Which process I'm talking about? The same process which we just saw in the last slide. This process, okay? Process, this one, in the center one, na? This column, okay? This process is depicted in a graphical format. It is called as is detailed map, okay? Now, what we do here is, so if you see, the first process step is creating the ticket, then assign the ticket to the developer, then code charges. Now we don't know the details of it, but now this rectangular shape is representing any process step. Okay, yes, it is PFD. Exactly. Process flow diagram, which is PFD, meaning process flow diagram. This is process flow diagram only. Okay. So rectangular shape is nothing but your process. Whenever you have this kind of a diamond shape, it is a decision. Okay, it is a decision, yes or no. Okay, like for example, now this is code inspection. So whenever you have an inspection, after inspection, either you reject it or accept it. Okay, so here you will get this kind of a diamond shape. So if it is yes, then it will go to the next step. Okay, if it is no, then it will go back again to this step for the code change, charges or changes, whatever it is. Correct? So this is how this entire process flow they have mapped in detail. Okay. Now, there the green, so the blue one is called as in scope, and the yellow one is called as out of scope. So here it is this one, and this one is out of scope for the project, and remaining blue ones are in scope for the project. Okay, and this is called as is detailed process map or process flow diagram. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear है ये? इससे advantage क्या मिलता है? We will see the process flow activity wise. Okay, so we can break down the process into activity level as well. Okay, so we can break down into detailed activities, smaller activities. Then we can write how many minutes each and every activity is taking. Okay, where the activity is getting stuck, where are we waiting, where are we losing time? All these things can be plotted in the with the help of this process map. Okay. Now, once that is done, then we'll go to measure phase. So once this is all done with the define phase होने के बाद, then we'll go to the measure phase. In the measure phase, okay. हाँ, motion waves भी हम लोग reduce कर सकते. Exactly, absolutely right. Once we map this entire process, then we can do lot of analysis after that. Okay. So in the measure phase, the first and the foremost thing what we do is the data collection plan. Okay. Now, what is data collection plan? Data collection plan meaning in the measure phase, what we do is we collect all the data related to project. Okay. So we make a plan of data collection and we give roles and responsibility that this person will collect the data of this department, other person will collect the data of that department, and what exactly is relevant data, that's something which we will discuss over there. Okay. So data collection plan is nothing but a plan which clarifies what kind of data is collected, who will collect the data, okay, when that data needs to be collected, where that data needs to be stored, okay, responsible person, accountable person, everything will be clearly defined in the data collection plan. Okay. Now here, understand the difference, huh? when we collected the data, okay, do you remember in the beginning I mentioned you collect the 12 months of data, 12 months of data of the bugs, right? So they collected the 12 months of the data of the bugs, and accordingly, the 25 days is the average time they are taking to fix the bugs. Okay. Now what they are doing, it's the overall time. The 25 days is the overall time they are taking. Now in the measure phase, so the question you will ask, okay, so they have already collected the data, right? 25 days. So what else data they are collecting? Now they are collecting in that entire process, what is the breakup of that, 25 days. Are you understanding this? They are collecting the data of 12 months. What is the breakup? What is, how much time process A is taking? How much time process B is taking? How much time process C is taking? All this, and we have already mapped the process earlier in the process map. Now we are collecting the data for every process. How much time are we taking? Are you clear with this? Just give me a chat box. So in the define phase, we have collected overall data. Now in the measure phase, we are going a little deeper into process by process, step by step, activity by activity. How much time are we basically are we spending? Okay, where are we getting stuck? Where are we waiting for something? Where there is no action happening? Okay, so all these things basically will come out once we go deeper into that, step by step data analysis, and that is what this data collection is all about. Okay. Yes. See, are you, if any kind of question which emerges in this flow, please let me know. Okay. So we have defined the project, overall data collection we have done. We have made the project charter. We have made the team. Then we have done the, all the other stuff. Now we are coming to the major phase. Now we have collected the data. Okay. Data collection plan we have prepared, and we have collected the step-by-step data. Okay. Now, any standard chart for data collection? So this, see, there is no standard chart as such. What we need to do is, we need to just basically find out each and every step separately and assign the role to that particular stakeholder. Because we have selected stakeholders from each and every department, right? So we give that responsibility to that particular stakeholder, and then ask them to collect the data related to that. Okay. And then you can prepare Excel chart, Excel sheet about it. And once the data is collected, then you can start analyzing the data, trend pattern, etc. Okay. Now this is the first graph. Now what is this graph called as? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. What is this graph called as? Everybody. Control chart. Okay. और रन चार्ट. अच्छा, या दोनों पे ऑप्शन दे दिए गिरीश जी ने कि एक तो कंट्रोल चार्ट है तो रन चार्ट. दोनों में से एक तो सही होगा. दैट्स वेरी गुड. ओके, कंट्रोल चार्ट. व्हाट एल्स एवरीबॉडी? अच्छा, कंट्रोल चार्ट में क्या क्या होता है? हाउ मेनी हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइंस वी हैव इन कंट्रोल चार्ट? टाइप इन चैट बॉक्स. डू वी हैव 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines? How many lines do we have control chart? 3. Not USL, UCL, not USL. It is UCL and LCL, not USL. Okay. So we have 3 lines. What are those 3 lines? The center line is called the mean, which is the average line. So let me draw here. The center line is called as average line, which is X bar. Then there is upper control limit like this. So it is called upper control limit. And there is something called lower control limit, correct? So 3 lines are there, right? So if these 3 lines are not there, so it is not the control chart. Okay. So control chart has to have these 3 lines. Okay. One in the center, control limits, top control limit, which is upper, and the lower control limit. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. So control chart always will have these 3 lines. That's the what you can say, that's the identity of the control chart. Okay. So this you can say it can be a run chart or a time series plot. Both are the same thing. Okay, it is called a run chart or time series plot. Why you might have got confused? Because of this red line. Okay, this red line in between. अगर ये red line नहीं होती तो you could have said that this is a time series plot, right? Very good. But the other two lines were absent, right? So the three lines have to be there. Then it is called as a control chart. So this is a time series plot or a run chart. Both are the same thing. This is just showing the pattern variation and the average, which is showing 25.8. So okay, so every dot is whenever a bug comes. Understand this. How much time they have taken to fix that bug in last almost 1 year or whatever time duration they have taken. So that is what. So for example, look at this. This data point shows to fix this particular bug, they have taken around 8 days. Can you see here? To fix this particular bug, they have taken around 23 days. समझ में आ रहा है ये? Yes. To fix this particular bug, यहाँ पे देखिए सबसे ऊपर वाला, they have taken around almost 54 days, 55, 54 days. And on an average, it is around 25.8. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपको mean is 25.8. Yes. Clear everybody? So every dot. So whenever you see a graph, you should understand what every dot is basically talking about. What is the basic, what is the unit of measurement here? What is the parameter we are measuring? So on the this axis, you can say y-axis, you can say days. Okay. Every dot is representing how many days it is taking to fix that bug. All right. Everybody clear with this? Just give me yes. Yes. Lead time to fix the bug. Yes, exactly. Clear? UCL and USL. So UCL is what? Control limits. No, upper control limit. And USL is what? Upper specification limit, which is defined by the customer, right? Which customer defines, I will accept the product or not accept the product within that range. That is called upper specification and lower specification limit. So USL is upper specification, okay, which is defined by the customer, and UCL is upper control limit, which is defined by the process itself, right? If you remember, on Saturday, we have section on control chart, right? X bar plus minus 3 standard deviation, we have the control limits, correct? Yes, very good. Thank you very much. All right, now once that is done, then, wow, what is this? Type in the chat box, everybody. What is this graph? Of course, this is not done in the Minitab with some other software, but yes, very good. It is histogram, absolutely yes. It's called as histogram, right? Now, along with histogram, you have all the statistical data over here, right? For example, count, which is number of data points, 279. What is the mean? What is the sigma, which is standard deviation? Correct? So all these things. So what is the maximum value? What is the minimum value? All these things also. So here you can see minimum value is 3. That means minimum 3 days they have taken to fix one bug. And here you can see a maximum value as well, which is 55 days. Okay. Then, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 7, which is quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, which of course it will take a little bit of time to explain you. Some of you would be aware of this percentile and quartile. If no, not to worry, I will take a separate session on that. And in the Green Belt Hackathon also, we'll cover this. Okay. And apart from that, if you see here, there is something called Anderson-Darling normality test. Okay. Which p-value is suggesting 0.30. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, the data distribution is normally distributed. So data is normal. Okay. So in this case, it is 0.3045. That means the data is normally distributed. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear, clear, clear. And in our Minitab exercise, etc., we do these exercises very, very regularly. Okay. In the hackathon also, we are going to conduct all these exercises on Minitab, how to generate this process capability, this mean, mode, median, and histogram, everything we will do it practically. Okay. Chalo. So then After that, we'll come to analysis phase. And they have done the fishbone analysis, where this, the 6M comes into picture. Man, machine, method, mother nature, which we have seen that. Okay. Everybody has seen the fishbone analysis, yes or no? Correct? Everybody is aware of this fishbone, cause and effect or Ishikawa diagram. See, I'm not going into the particular details of it because it is that particular project. So the causes is not the discussion point. What we're discussing here is the tools which are used basically. Okay. So fishbone analysis followed by, this is called value added flow analysis. Now this is very, very important. See, whenever there is a time related project, okay. See, we want to reduce from 25 days to 15 days, na? So it is all about the lead time reduction, correct? So whenever there is a time related project, okay, always do this value added, non-value added analysis. Very, very important. VA, NVA. We call it as VA, NVA analysis. Okay, what is that? Let me explain you. There are three aspects: VA, NVA, and there is something called BVA. Okay. You can say it's a part of VSA, but this project, this team, they have not done VSA for this. Okay. BVA is also called as non-value added required. Okay, NVAR. तो यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा NVAR. Let me explain you with examples so that आपको समझ में आएगा. Okay. So you will see VA, यहाँ पे देखिए VA, NVA and NVAR. So VA meaning value added, NVA meaning non-value added, and NVAR meaning non-value added but required. R meaning required. Okay. If collected in non-normal, then what we are doing? Yes. So if the non-normal data distribution comes, then we have to do the transformation of that, which is a part of our black belt course curriculum. Okay. So in the black belt, there is a separate section how to handle the non-normal distribution is given. Okay. So there are a lot of strategies which are given, like increasing the sample size with the help of central limit theorem. We can increase it, or we can do the Box-Cox transformation, or we can do Johnson transformation. There are so many strategies we have discussed in the black belt curriculum about it. Okay. Now, coming back to VA, NVA, and BVA. BVA meaning NVAR, which is non-value added required. Let me give you one example. What is value added? Value added meaning, let's say the company is a software development company. So software development, the software or that application is whatever they're doing for that, it is value added for the customer. And customer is willing to pay for that software or for that application. Yes? Everybody just give me yes or no in the chat box. So if company says, just give us 1 crore rupees and we will develop this software for you. So customer is willing to pay for that software, and that is called value added. Yes? Are you clear? Now, what is non-value added? What is non-value added? Let's say bugs, the defects. Bugs or the defects are non-value added. Customer will not pay for it. Okay. Customer will be pissed off with the help of if there are bugs in the system. Correct? That is called as non-value added. What is business value added? Business value added is something which is required for the business, but not required for the customer. Example, if these team members, okay, if this team member hires, let's say Sparren and Gavin, or let's say me, and I give them Lean Six Sigma training and consulting and pura knowledge de diya. Now, this is a business value added activity because of which they can improve their business process. Okay. But customer will not pay the consulting fee for this matter. Okay. So this is adding value to the business, but may not be directly to the customer immediately. Are you understanding? These are called business value added or non-value added required activity. I'll give you another example. Maintenance of the machines is non-value added required activity. Or you can say, fueling of the car, putting petrol in the car or in the cab. It is a non-value added required activity. It is not value added for the customer, but it is value added for the car to run. Okay, yes, training, consulting, coaching, quality checks, exactly. Non-value added internal quality checks. It may be non-value added for the customer, but it is required for the business. Are you clear, everybody? Value added, non-value added, non-value added required, or it is also called as business value added. Here, everybody with me? Just give me a in the chat box. So what they have done, they listed the process steps over here like this, and they have labeled it. Is it non-value added? Is it value added? Or is it non-value added required? Okay. And in front of each and every process step, they have given the breakup, because now they have collected the data in the data collection plan. Okay. So they know process step number 1 requires 2 days. Process step number 2 requires 10 days. Step number 3 requires 1 day. Step number 4 requires 3 days, etc. Now they have divided, they have broken the process steps into days, and they have labeled, is it value added, is it non-value added, or is it non-value added required? Clear? And this is called the value analysis. Are the number always mentioned in? No, not required. They have done it like this. If in your process, you can mention it in hours, in minutes, it depends on the process to process. Okay. You can mention it in hours as well. It is completely depending on you. Yeah. Clear, everybody with me? So once this is done, so they have converted it into a box plot. Okay. This is called a box plot. Now in the green belt curriculum, all the new members in the major phase, you will find the plot called box plot. Okay. What is box plot? This is called a box plot where now this is, you can see here, these are the 4 steps: ticket assigning, ticket ready to submit, then ticket code committed, and ticket ready for the testing. All these are 4 bigger steps. And for every step, they have collected the data and put it in the box plot. Now we can just compare this. Okay, just compares easily. This center line is kind of an average. Okay, so average of second process is the highest. You can see here. This is the center line of average of process number 1. This is average of process number 2. This is process number 3. And this is average of process number 4. So these are the 4 bigger steps here. 1, 2, 3, and process step number 4. And we can easily identify that this particular process step number 2 is making huge impact on our lead time. So this is clearly our focus area. Are you understanding? So you can see here, average 15 days. This is what is getting reflected over here. So you can compare visually which process is creating more variation and more average lead time. So this particular process they have identified where we have to focus more. Are you clear? This is called box plot. You can go to green belt major phase. You have a section on box plot where you can easily understand what I am talking about. Clear? So I've just mentioned it means. So here there are 2 lines which you can see here. Okay. There are 2 lines. One is a complete dark line, and second line is a little dotted line. Okay. So one line is a mean line, and second line is a median line. Okay. Mean line and median line, and you can define as well. But just for the normal people understanding, I don't want to open the discussion or so explain median now. Okay. So I just mentioned that it is the average line, average number of days, which we can, but technically you are right. There are 2 lines we are having, and generally in the box plot, the median line is shown. But if required, you can select the mean line as well. Okay. Minitab में भी वो option available है. I'll show you that Minitab वाला option. Okay. Super. Now after that, they go to the root cause analysis, the viva analysis, and then the hypothesis testing. Now, hypothesis testing meaning whatever are your root causes, okay, you have to validate those root causes with the root cause hypothesis testing. So here, they have certain root causes. Let's say, for example, assignment time is, so ticket assignment taking too long, adding wasted time in the lead time, okay. So they have done some kinds of hypothesis testing here, and that is what they have written over here, okay. So anyways, I'm not going into the details of hypothesis testing. Again, in the green belt analysis phase, there is a section on hypothesis testing you can check out. So see the flow here, okay. We collected the data, identified the, the histogram, the statistics of it. We identify the cause and effect, then root causes, then hypothesis of it, okay. So understand the flow of this, that will give you better idea, okay. Then once we do the hypothesis testing of the root causes, then we go to the improve phase to find out the solution of it, okay. Now they identify certain solutions. Now some solutions are straightforward. Some solutions will require some kind of a, brainstorming, like a scamper. Everybody is aware of scamper, right? SCAMPER, which is a solution generation tool, which we use in the project. Just give me yes in the chat box if you remember scamper, which is a short form of substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other use, eliminate, and rearrange. Okay. So see, in this presentation, very few tools have been showcased. Okay, not all the tools are showcased. So here, consider that these are the solutions which they have identified. Some of the solutions are like this. Okay, like remove code inspection. This is one of the solution. Cross-functional training of the developer is another solution. Cross-functional training of the software builders is another solution. Use Kanban methodology for ticket assignment. That is another solution. These are some of the solutions they have identified. And this tool particular is for solution prioritization. How you can prioritize your solution. That is something it has been given. Okay. So this tool also is covered in your green belt curriculum. You can check out that. In this tool, you define what is the most important factor to define which solution is best solution for you. So here they have identified, let's say, potential to meet the goal. That's the first criteria. And they have given the weightage of 10. Okay. Then positive impact to the customer. That's second criteria. They have given weightage of 9 here. Then cost of implementation, very important. They have given 8 weightage to this. Stakeholder buy-in. How many stakeholders are buying this idea and giving support to this idea? They have given weightage of 7 here. And then time for the implementation. So these are all selection criteria the team has decided. You can decide your own selection criteria and you can give the weightage to that selection criteria. Okay. And then you can give the numbers. Now you have to just multiply this and add this. Okay. So similarly, for example, you add the actual ranking to this weightage. For example, 5 into 10 will be 50. Then 9 into 3 will be 27. 8 into 4 will be 32, right? 7 into 3 will be 21. If you add all this, you will become 155. And then this one, 25. 5 into 5 is 25. So actual rank and your weightage, you multiply this and add this up. So whichever is having the highest total, those solutions basically are selected. For example, this solution is selected, this one is selected, this one is selected, and this one is rejected. Okay. So whichever is, yes, just similar to our FMEA ranking. Yes, similar to that. Clear? So there are other solution prioritization metrics. This is one they have selected for this. Okay. Just give me yes in the chat box. See this in a broad level. Without going into the detail of the tool, just see we have identified the solutions. Now we have prioritized the solution. Now we are implementing the solutions. So see the flow of the project. That is what more important right now. Okay. Super. Now then they have developed a to-be process map, meaning some of the process steps they want to change, they want to eliminate, they want to restructure, realign. And now earlier was the current process map. This is the future process map. Okay, the same procedure they have identified. And this process map, ultimately, they want to reduce the number of days to fix the bug and this is their proposal for the to the management. Okay, once the management approves this, they will implement this process. Okay, now you can see here, earlier the process, it was average was around it was around 25 days earlier, correct? Now after implementation, you can see a decline in the number of days they have identified. Now how many number of days? Let me check if they have mentioned it. Okay, let me see if it is mentioned over there, but there is a simple decline you can see over here in the same trend chart. You can find out. Okay, so you can also do this activity with the help of Minitab. I'll show you how you can do that as well. Okay, now this is after improvement, how overall it is looking like. If you see, earlier the average was around 25.8, almost 26 days. Now you can see the average is coming around less than 16 here. Okay, so you can see here 15.6. So that means from 25 they have reduced to 16, almost very close to 16, which is 15.6. Okay, so they have taken 100 data points and they have built this process histogram. Okay, so they have clearly achieved their very close to the target. And in the control phase, this is the control plan. I'm not even see, control plan is what basically where they will put the checkpoints basically, and just to make sure that it is in process, in check. So now what they have done is, all the process steps, in between process steps, they have given the target that this particular process step has to be completed within, let's say, 5 days or 3 days or 2 days, just to achieve the overall target of 50 days. If any of the process step is slipping the timeline, then it will be highlighted. Okay, yes, exactly. Now then it is a monitoring and a response plan. Now, for example, what is monitoring or response plan, or we call it as a control plan as well. In this control plan, what we do is, so these are the process steps. Okay, then somebody is assigned to basically, so what is the target of that particular process step? So 15 is the overall target. This particular process step requires 1 day target. This particular is 12 days or less, okay, etc. So every process step has decided the target. Then weekly they will basically monitor what is the process performance, okay, and then immediately if any kind of deviation is found, immediately the person responsible will take the action. Okay, so here they have really they have decided release lead. Okay, is the person who is responsible to check these processes in details. Okay, and then if any kind of deviation, immediately they will take the action. And here the reaction plan also is defined. Okay, so if any kind of deviation is found, they will take action number this, action this, and action this. So you can also define, if this goes beyond this, then you can immediately raise the ticket and immediately take the action immediately. So this is called the control plan, to make sure that all the processes which are improved are sustained and maintained at that point in time, and everybody is assigned to that particular target or to that particular task, so that people can monitor it closely. See, monitoring meaning putting the focus. Wherever you have the focus, then the process will run very smoothly. If the focus is lost, there is nobody monitoring, then you will have these kinds of situations. So monitoring plays a very crucial role in the process improvement initiatives. Okay, that's what we do in the control phase. After that, we have the project closure, which is lessons learned and what is the impact on the customer, what is the final calculation of the financial impact. So in this particular project, they learned that continuous communication to avoid surprises. So in between, okay, this is what they can do. And okay, Deepakji, I'll come to this point. Okay, then open-minded attitude due to we will challenge the status quo. Now this is very important. Okay, because the moment we start to challenge the status quo of the process, our mind opens and we start to explore the other areas as well. Okay, this is very important. Then in some cases, the process gives us the false sense of security, like code inspection. So these are internal learning they have. Be sure give the credit to everyone who came up with the good ideas, and credit is free. That means sometimes what we do is we never appreciate the person who brings the ideas and the solutions on the table. So you have to appreciate him as well. Okay. The customer impact is customer perception has changed positively, and the final calculation they have saved around $384,000 due to this project. Okay, that's the ultimate what you can say gain into this effort saving of 46 people month, which is we call it as man day sometimes. So sometimes it is called as man month as well. Okay, so 46 man months are saved due to this project, which resulted into $384,000 of saving for that particular company. Okay, so this is one of the project. So this, if you go through similar kind of projects one by one, you will understand that okay, the same kinds of tools are used. Same project charter, same Minitab tools like histogram and control charts, time series plots, etc. Same cause and effect, same vibe analysis, same scamper, same control plan. So you will find after going through 5, 6, 7, 10 projects, you will get the pulse that, okay, if I master these tools, I can crack any problem, any project. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box if you are clear with this. Clear? So the objective of checking these case studies is only just to understand the flow completely. And that flow should give you the clarity and the confidence that, okay, if I master these steps, definitely I can solve any problem. And we have ready-made templates given in our LMS system itself. At the bottom of the LMS system, we have the ready-made templates of the project. You can check the templates. Excel templates are there. PPT templates are there. You can use those templates for your projects as well. Okay, and do the project. We are there to support you. Our our WhatsApp number, which is 9930595248, which is our mentor's number, which is always available to support you. You just have to send the message, and we'll be more than happy to guide you and give you the support. Okay. Yes. Super. Any questions? Or see, for the question, there are two types of practices which are expected right now. Okay. First is, how do I do practical project? To answer to that question is, right now your current process or current company is the best place to implement these tools and get some exposure. Okay. If that is not, if your management is not allowing the complete project, then don't go for a complete project, but implement certain tools. Okay, specific tool. Just implement what you can say, Pareto analysis, implement cause and effect, implement Scamper, implement graphical tools. So you can get that pulse and keep on documenting at your end. Okay, so if you go for some interview, you can showcase that. And as I said in the beginning, you need not to expose the name of the company, name of the process, okay, and some of the confidential data that is not required to be exposed. All right. So without, with just masking all this information, you can still prepare effective project presentation. And that is what is expected by the, management. Okay. Now, coming back to other question is, so for the questions, for the practice of, this is the practice of the tools. Second is practice of the Minitab. Okay. So there are a lot of data is given in the Minitab, what you say, Minitab section itself. You can download those files and practice yourself. And the next step is take your own data of your own process and then practice with your Minitab. Okay. So this way you can practice it as well. Plus, you can teach this concept to your subordinates, your colleagues, your friends, family members, etc. So that it will, it will give you some confidence as well while teaching this. Okay. Now, let me answer these questions one by one. Can we have recorded videos unable to pay system? Yes. Sumanji, yes, we have the recorded video available in Masterclass Archive. Okay, Masterclass Archive में इसका recording आपको available होगा. Within 1 hour after the session is over, within 1 hour, you can check out in the Masterclass Archive. Okay. And this presentation also I will put, you can download this presentation. All right. Now, then the downloading is in progress, will be available in YouTube also. Downloading of what? I did not understand. Is it possible to arrange the session to crack Six Sigma interviews? इस Six Sigma interviews के लिए एक session हम लोगों ने recently लिया है. You can check out in the Masterclass Archive. सिक्स सिग्मा इंटरव्यू का एक अभी रिसेंटली लास्ट वीक की सेशन हुआ है, लास्ट वीक या फिर एक 10 दिन पहले ही हुआ था। एक बार चेक करिए, उससे पहले भी एक सेशन हुआ था। सो इफ यू गो टू मास्टर क्लास आर्काइव एंड जस्ट टाइप इंटरव्यू ना, आपको वो 2-3 सेशन मिल जाएंगे, उसमें आपको बहुत सारा इंसाइट मिल सकता है बालाजी। ओके, जस्ट चेक आउट दैट एंड super. And then yeah, now let me. Okay. Able to download the Minitab app in official lab. Yeah, okay. So see, every organization, Deepak ji, आपका अगर लैपटॉप ऑफिस लैपटॉप है तो मैनेजमेंट का अप्रूवल, आईटी का अप्रूवल लेना आपको जरूरी पड़ेगा. So my recommendation is if you have even a old desktop, even a old second-hand laptop as well, okay, at your own, that will be better, okay, to use it, okay, rather than using this official laptop, क्योंकि आपको फिर इससे उनका अप्रूवल वगैरह लेना पड़ेगा. ओके, so see, in our case we have given both these options available. Minitab फाइल भी है, एक्सेल फाइल्स भी है, तो आप दोनों का भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. ठीक है जी. Super. Now let me, any other question which you have, you can just raise your hand and I will quickly answer those questions. If no, I will just close this session and the recording will be available in the masterclass archive, as I mentioned to you, for the new members. Okay, you can check out the recording and the presentation which I just mentioned. I will put a presentation below the recording. Okay, so recording को आपको scroll करना है, just scroll it down. Below that you will find a downloadable file which you can download as well. Okay, clear guys? Just give me a in the chat box. So any question, you can just ping me on the number which was given. All the new members, I hope you have saved this. Please save this number. This is the admin. You can just give SNG mentor number. Okay, mentors number करके आप save कर लीजिए. Any kind of challenge, any kind of doubt related to your project, related to Lean Six Sigma, your interview, career, whatever you have, just send a message and we will be there to support you. ठीक है जी? Okay. So thank you very much and see you in the next session. Till the time, keep learning, keep growing. This is Dinesh Patil signing off.